Welcome to Tea with Tu, a wedding podcast, where we will spill the tea on everything to do with events and where we will discuss everything to do with weddings.
Hello, Gavin.
Hello, Tu.
Welcome to our very first podcast of Tea with Tu, a wedding podcast. Now, the reason we started this up is because we love weddings. Isn't that right?
We do. Very passionate about it.
We are. And Gavin and I have been in the wedding industry for a long time.
I've been 13 years at least, and then 10 years as a business owner in the wedding industry.
Yeah, no, longer than 10 years. About 12 years. So just to give you a bit of information about us, Gavin owns a company called the Singing Waiter Masters, which disguises leading West End and opera performers that create surprise performances at weddings and events. And I am Tu, but everyone calls me Tu, and I'm a wedding planner. And we are husband and wife as well. So
the boss.
Of course. If people are going to learn anything from this podcast, it's going to be that, right?
True.
So basically, if you know us, which a lot of you probably do, you know we love talking, particularly Gavin.
Yeah. Well, I think you do as well, though.
I do, when it's something about something I like. And we decided to share our kind of wisdom that we've gained over the years to create this podcast, which is going to talk about everything to do with weddings. So we're going to talk about feelings, emotions, planning aspects, suppliers. Yeah. We're going to have guests on here. So we're going to have other suppliers, brides and grooms, venues, coordinators, lots of different people, even things like manifestation and things, because that kind of goes hand in hand.
We also got Tony Gaziano, King's shoemaker, which is very exciting. He made the King's coronation shoes.
Very suave. So we have a selection of wonderful guests, and in between we'll be filling out the gaps with us.
Absolutely.
Now, we are very passionate, like Gavin said. We love what we do in both respects, from an entertainment background and a planning background. And we both cross over into each other's industry as well. So, Gavin, firstly, why did you get into weddings? People will want to know.
I just liked the fact that I could use my talent to help others. Instead of using it just as a performance, I was using it as a way of helping others enhance their wedding with music. Music is very powerful.
So powerful.
Yeah.
And just for those who don't know, Gavin was a leading West End performer back in the day, a few years ago now.
Hey, Joseph had a six-pack.
What happened? No,
still here.
You're still beautiful.
Just slightly.
Slightly under the fat.
Sitting upright here.
No, so he was on stage in just pants, basically.
Yeah.
And he's decided, no, you're very talented. So you are an incredible singer. I don't tell you often enough. And performer and actor. As is our team. So in the Singing Waiter Masters, we have an incredible team of performers and sound engineers. We love you guys. Mwah. And they will also be joining us on our podcast at times as well.
Yeah.
So your entertainment side of stuff. Now, Gavin's got a very natural showmanship, which goes into kind of the entertainment world very well from the stage. Singing on stage is one thing. Singing around people who are a metre away from you is a different thing. And you're very good at it.
I enjoy it.
And you love it.
More so than being on stage in the West End. I enjoy that closeness, that interaction.
You're a people person.
I think I am. But that's the reason why I love weddings. And I can't do something. I have to do 100%. Go big.
110%.
Or go home. Or I say, go big or don't bother doing it at all.
Don't bother, stay in bed.
I mean, too, you're very passionate about what we do, but in other ways, you're very organised. And that's the reason why me and you coming together with the company that we opened up.
Yeah, so created. I started as a teacher. My roots come from teaching. So Gavin's was the West End, which is very cool. I am not so cool. I was a teacher for 12 years, did various head of department jobs and things. And when we met, I saw Gavin's passion and talent and our friends who are now our team. And I was like, let's create something with this. So I am more the behind the scenes person who organises everybody. But as time's gone on, that's obviously naturally fell into wedding planning.
Absolutely. So, and it's perfect for you. This industry is perfect for you. You love it.
I do. It's very nice to be around very happy people.
And you, like me, you like to help others.
Yeah, I mean, you try your absolute best, don't you? And that's why we wanted to do this podcast, because I feel like weddings have changed so much in recent years. I would say there's a bit of a like pre and post COVID era. Now we got married in 2019. We can talk about our own reflection of marriage as well, which is nice. Weddings back then are very different to weddings now. And that's something that needs to be discussed. Obviously, even, weddings now compared to when our parents got married is very different. It's an ever-changing trend. Mm-hmm. And I think nowadays there's a lot of emphasis on how something looks, the kind of social media aspect of it.
Yeah, very true.
Which is great, but remember, it's your wedding day. And I think sometimes people a little bit lose sight of that, because there's a lot of pressure as well.
Yeah, I find that when people are creating their wedding or organising their wedding, they want it to look aesthetically pleasing. Whereas what you've got to do is to make it pleasing to the people who are attending on the day, as well as yourself, because you want them to walk away from the wedding going, wow, what a wedding. It's so different. And
be a reflection of you as a couple, because it's the only time, a wedding is the only time where you have all of your family and friends, if you choose to have a large wedding, in one place together celebrating you. And it's very rare you get that. You might get that at the birthday or something, but it's not quite the same.
No, it's never the same. There's only one time in your life where you properly will have everyone you know who you want to come to, who you want to be at your wedding.
Which is a whole
room. How crazy is that? Everyone you love, friends and family, are all in one room celebrating your day. It's insane when you think about it.
It is. And we can have a whole discussion about guest lists and things like that. That's a whole other episode. So this is called Tea with Tu, which I kind of feel bad about because it's actually Tea with Tu and Gavin. But it just sounds better.
I like it. Tea with Tu.
And when we first did this, Gavin didn't even have tea. He had coffee, which you're letting us know.
I've got water today because I find that it's just a little bit more refreshing.
Hydration. And with our branded mugs here.
Yeah.
We want to help you on your wedding planning journey and give you a laugh and tips and just general insight to the wedding and marriage world, whether you're eloping and there's just two of you getting married on a beach, or whether it is the whole shebang, you've got 500 people come in, big shindig sort of thing. Everything we'll say will kind of apply to both. Now, I'll say on average, people are now having smaller weddings. We've gone from kind of 120 as your average, 120 guests of your average. Now it's kind of down to 70.
Why do you think that is too low?
Probably money.
Yeah,
budgeting.
A big part of it. I get it.
And I also think there's been a big difference, again, in more recent years about plus ones.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, this could be a whole episode, but we'll touch on it. So with your guest list, which is probably one of the first things you start thinking about when you get engaged, you will be thinking, who do I invite? Obviously, do I love them well enough to pay for a meal and pay for them for the day? Because it is a lot of money. Now, people are starting to cut out the plus ones and they're inviting their friends who they know and not necessarily their significant others, whether they're married or boyfriend, girlfriends, whatever.
I don't get it because I get it because of money, but the whole point of a wedding day is about love and people being together, and you're separating your friends from their loved ones on your special day.
Kind of juxtaposition there.
It's true though. I get it because of money, and I get that, but if you want to create that love story, that complete love story where everyone is happy and in love, it's the only way you can do it with a couple.
I don't know. I'm torn on this. So we have a bit of a split opinion on this. So Gavin very much thinks it's because it's celebratory of love. The people who are in love should be there with their loved ones. Understandable. I think I see it more on the side of actually if everybody is there without their partners, like your friendship groups, then actually everybody's by themselves together and then they can all have a laugh together. Depends which way you look at it. Yeah,
but you still can, but then everyone gets to know each other as couple, partners. And then that creates friendship, from another day. Maybe we should go out together after this wedding.
We've done that.
Yeah, I think it's great.
But it's, again, all of this is totally based on opinion. And that's something I just want to highlight in this podcast. Now, Gavin and I and our guests will be giving our opinions, our advice, but please do not take what we say as gospel. You know, your wedding day is yours. What we think and feel may not represent what you do. And that's absolutely fine, because that's the lovely thing about weddings. It's all about opinion.
It's a good listen, though, isn't it? While you're driving or sleeping or just about to go to bed.
Are we that boring?
I can sing you to bed, sing you to sleep.
Oh, it's going to turn into one of those like night reading things.
Have a fantastic sleep.
Like when Stephen Fry does the audiobooks, you know, his lovely voice.
Yeah. Anyway.
So everything to do with this is opinion based. What we like isn't necessarily what other people like, and just remember that. And the same with your wedding. You might want something, your mum or your bridesmaid or your partner might be saying, I don't want that, and that's fine. Compromise.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, what would you say is one of the first things when somebody's got engaged, they're all excited, what would be the first thing you would recommend them organising?
Venue.
Yeah, I would say obviously venue is probably one of the first things. But before that, if you rewind, budget.
Okay, yeah, budget.
You and your partner need to have a discussion to be like, what do we want? How much money do we have? Can we actually afford what we want, or are we going to have to find a middle ground and compromise somewhere?
Yeah, I suppose it would be the budget as well, but you kind of have an idea of that, I suppose, when you're talking about getting married. I suppose.
Hopefully you've
I know your financial background anyway before how.
Hopefully you've had those conversations, but just again, throwing a lot of money at a wedding isn't necessarily making the wedding any better. We've been to some cracking weddings where they've not spent much at all, and it's all about the people, the feeling, and the emotion, the vibe.
Or we've gone to weddings where they've gone just gone OTT. They feel like they have to put something on every second of the day to keep their friends and family entertained. You don't need to do that. You need just to let it settle in sometimes.
That's so true. Yeah, we have found it's that extreme of having too much is almost a bit of a headache.
Bang, bang. I kind of like break it down and explain it. It's like having a 3-course meal, and as soon as you've finished your last gulp of your main meal, the waiter's there putting your dessert straight in front of you. You haven't had time to digest the food and actually go, wow, that was really enjoyable, because they put something else in front of you to take you away from that experience of the mains.
That's a good analogy.
It is.
I like that.
I think it's a very good one. When you break it down like that, I think the viewers will understand is that you can't just keep going bang, bang, bang. Put the mains down, give them a break.
Have a little chill.
Then you go, oh, I'm looking forward to dessert now. You've got to make them looking forward to the next thing, because they don't appreciate what is actually had before.
That is very true. And
top tip of the day.
Gavin's top tip.
Good one.
So sometimes when it comes to weddings, people are trying to put so much in there, because we've all been at weddings. Well, there might be a slight bit that drags somewhere. It happens as a guest. And actually, sometimes it's not about filling those gaps. It's about the quality of the stuff you fill the gaps with that are in the right place or at the right time, as well as being good. So that's something else we can discuss over the time of our podcast.
Yeah, I agree with you, yeah.
But we've got some lovely guests coming up, and I'm sure the banter will be full on those ones. But for now, I would say, what's the weddings you've been to as a guest, or even as a supplier, what would you say are some of the most memorable things you've ever seen?
I just feel like it's when everyone's just having a good time from the moment go. And I feel like sometimes if you don't have enough canapes or don't have enough drinks, you're creating a drag. I know it's again down to budget, but I find that when your guests are drinking and eating, the time flies.
Yeah.
When they stop drinking and eating, it just drags on, because it's usually an hour and a half, isn't it?
We're talking about a drinks reception.
Yeah, I always find that unless they've got something to do in that drinks reception, like drink and eat, that's all you need. Drink, eat, and conversation.
Yeah.
And maybe a little bit of music, but you don't really need. I feel food and drink is important at that point.
You're a foodie, aren't you?
I just feel like people are just. I always get to hear so many people saying, "Oh my God, I'm so hungry. I haven't eaten since breakfast." And they're munching about 10 canapes.
They do. And I've been that person. I think what it is with a wedding as a guest, you don't know when you're going to get fed. You don't know, kind of how the day is rolling out. So you're a little bit like, oh, how long, like during a normal day, you pace yourself.
Absolutely.
You can't. And maybe that's something to think about, that you've got to think about the pace of things. And again, that kind of depends on when you get married, what time of the day as well, about canapes and things. Yeah. And again, that will be a whole kind of episode in itself about timings.
And that creates joyous moments for everyone. You having alcohol, it loosens the tongue and everyone can have a good time and they can just chat to people that never talked to before. And a bit of alcohol does help you with that. And I find that creates a nice feeling around. Everyone's chatting to strangers that they've never met before.
But you've got to remember, though, a lot of people don't drink. This is Gavin.
That's true. That's true as well. But I suppose food and drink, food, is a good thing. You've got to have a good set of canapes before they sit down for the main course.
Yeah, I would agree. And that's another thing. I think a lot of people are not drinking so much at weddings anymore. A lot of people associate a wedding with getting drunk, whereas nowadays, which it's nice to have a few drinks, but getting drunk is at the right place. That's one of your bugbears, isn't it?
Oh, when people they drink. Okay, you get lots of alcohol at the drinks reception, but you just pace it. It's not like a race.
Yeah.
I always see when they see me with a bottle of champagne, a bottle of Prosecco, you see them going, down in it. And I go, oh, okay, just take it easy. I do say, there is plenty.
They're drawn like a moth to a flame, like follow the alcohol man round. Yeah, I think what we need to remember is, as well, and this kind of goes back to one of the first things we were saying, that weddings are now a bit of a performance at times, and to stop yourself letting that become a thing, because actually it's about celebrating your love for each other.
Yeah.
And that's why everybody's there.
People forget that.
They do.
They go, oh yeah, we're here celebrating John and Stacey's wedding day. I forgot I thought I was here for a party. I get that, and I get that I feel like the day parts of the day should be you focused on celebrating the love and togetherness and the couple getting married throughout the day. And there's lots of elements that are naturally in the day. You've got the ceremony.
Of course.
You've got the speeches. You've got the first wedding breakfast together.
Cake cut,
the first dance.
Cocktail tower, champagne tower.
Yeah, there's little things like that. But then that's all out the way. Then you can really... I suppose you've had enough of alcohol anyway, but then you can really have a good time.
Yeah.
And you see people take the ties off and they relax a little bit more. But I feel like there should be some kind of some kind of tradition, not tradition, but some sort of respect to the bride and groom. The reason why you're there.
Yeah.
You're a guest of the bride and groom, and you should respect what they want.
I think, I think in reference to having a few too many drinks, hold that off till later. But moving from that, we're talking about, the celebration of the love of two people together, the combining of two families as well, often,
lovely,
which is lovely. But we also have to recognise that sometimes there can be a little, family feuds and things. So we will also... Politics. There's always politics.
Stepdad, stepmoms.
Well, sometimes they're wonderful and it's not a problem. There's other times... Sometimes when people have, difficult relationships with their actual parents or, brothers, sisters. So we will also be chatting about that over this podcast as well, and how you can navigate through these kind of family moments to keep it fair, if that's what you want to do, or keep true to yourself, one or the other, I kind of say. And we have seen family feuds at weddings occasionally.
I haven't, I don't know about you, but I've not really experience it so it's full on.
No.
You can tell there's maybe a rift or something.
A bit of an undercurrent.
Yeah, a little undercurrent. People not feeling the mood. Why are they looking a little bit? I don't know, just not happy for the couple.
But
jealousy sometimes.
Usually, most people put it together for the day. But we will be here to discuss that and how to navigate those kind of situations that may be a little bit awkward as well. There are awkward elements to a wedding. You could even say it's awkward, like, for example, how much money parents may be given to the couple for their wedding. Now, there are some traditions where parents will pay for most of it. In tradition, it is that the bride's family pay for the wedding. Nowadays, usually
What? Oh, we've got a daughter. So I've got to pay for her wedding.
Well, maybe we can set her
She's
to
only
work.
2.5, but I'm still dreaming already.
We can set her to work early and she can pay for it herself. But I've lost what I was saying now.
But yeah, you're saying about the fact is that it's a tradition for the father of the bride or the family of the bride to pay for it.
Yeah, and obviously we've moved away from that. More often than not, the couple was paying for most of it with a contribution from their families. But again, it can also get a bit awkward if one side of the family is giving more or less than the other. It very much depends on your circumstance. So again, this is something we will chat about over time as well as looking at different types of suppliers. So on here we'll be having photographers, videographers, makeup artists, celebrates, the whole kind of rainbow of wedding industry professionals, venues with their specialisms as well. Yeah. We've got some lovely people coming on.
Some favourite venues of ours, just nice, genuine people that have got a passion for weddings. I mean, some of these guys that work at these wedding venues, they actually come across and act as if they own the place, which is great.
Because they love it, don't they?
That's what you've got to find. Fall in love with a venue, with someone. I suppose you want to work with the people, don't you?
You do. And I think, you know what? Looking back at our wedding, we got married and we had quite a big wedding because obviously we work in the wedding industry. We would be kind of wrong if we didn't have a big wedding because that's what we do and we love. So we had quite a big wedding and we got married at Stapleford Park, which is now actually shut, which is really sad. It's gone in, I think it went into administration. Anyway, it was hard for us to pick a venue because we've been to so many. And when you know behind the scenes, it's kind of like a different thing, isn't it? You don't see what you'd normally see. And we chose Stapleford Park. Not necessarily because it was the nicest venue or most bougie venue.
It was the staff.
It was the staff and the experience they gave us. The
experience that they were given. The staff were very well trained. They knew how to treat their customers and they made their customers feel special. That's one thing that I fell in love with. Yes, you got the grandeur of the place, but also when you go to one of these venues, the grandeur of the place has to, the people of the place have to match the grandeur of the place. I feel you can't be staffed at a Premier Inn and you're at
a Langham.
I mean, doesn't make sense. It's like, although
you can get absolutely lovely people at a Premier Inn, but
exactly. Sometimes you get people. I sometimes when I stay over like weddings, I go to Premier Inn. I go, "You're very good at your job." And I always tell them if they are good at customer service. I always do. I always find that when people are really good, you're wasted here. What are you doing at the Premier Inn? You should be at the Langham.
But I think that's something we can say about all suppliers. Make sure you gel with them. The suppliers that you pick, your photography, and we'll go on to this, like I say, throughout many of our episodes. But for example, your makeup artist, when you're getting ready in the morning and you're putting your makeup on, you want somebody who makes you feel confident and the best you're ever gonna feel. And Gavin's going like that.
Like a little bit of chat.
It's nice to have a bit of chat. And also, you're going to be so nervous on the morning of your wedding. I was surprised how nervous I was, even though it's something I do all the time. And you need someone to kind of be there to prep you, calm you down, get you prepared, as well as putting on the makeup and having those skills. So it's a very kind of wide job that people don't think about. And if you don't have someone who doesn't match you, then it can be a bit awkward.
I think it's understanding a wedding. You're not just there to put on makeup and make them look beautiful, but understand the thought process that the bride and the family are in at that time of the day. And if you can manage that scenario well, you're in for a winner because
true.
You know how to help people, not just with making them look great, you're helping them, making them feel good. And because you understand weddings so well, that's what you'll do.
Exactly. Hit the nail right on the head
Absolutely.
there. So you've got to feel confident in your suppliers that they will do that for you. So make sure it's someone you gel with and feel comfortable with.
Not because they're just cheap.
Not because they're cheap. Not even if they're the most expensive.
Yeah.
When they're the most expensive, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're the best at what they do. So I would say, as with anything,
passion.
Do your research,
Do
I was
your
going to say.
research. And I would say, if you find someone who's very passionate about what they do and have got good, you can see some of their good work already online, just go with your heart instead with your head sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. You've got to use your head a bit.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. But when it comes to sort of connecting with people, you go with your heart, don't you? Naturally.
Yeah, you do. That's what
your head is thinking, but they're expensive. Or they're a little bit more. They're £200 more than the other one. And, I really like them.
Yeah.
Go with that, because that's what weddings are all about.
I feel like your gut's very often not wrong.
Yeah.
Gut feeling counts for so much.
Yeah.
So I would say that let's have a little touch on the fun things that we've seen at weddings that are just, because it's our first episode, what are the most fun things that we've seen?
I like a Roman band.
I love a Roman band. They're so fun.
What's the thing around? It's called, I think it's a tuba.
The big trumpet thing, not a trumpet. It's like a flower around your head.
I'm a musician.
And they hold it and they're like, those big ones.
Great.
Oh.
I love it when they can actually create a song with the scenario they're standing in front of.
Oh, that's clever.
Singing about the eyes or the dress or how someone's drinking a drink or just a day or what's their names, and it's just fun. I think it's very clever.
I love a Roman band. I will never understand how those guys carry like the double basses and walk around and play. They're massive. They're like bigger than some guests.
Yeah.
Dum-ba-da-dum.
I could. Yeah, I really enjoy those. I don't see many of them.
They're so good though. Well, I know. I think we should do a whole episode where we just have a Roman band roaming around and playing.
In the background.
In the background, just occasionally you'll see, if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see them go by on the screen, just like.
That would be so cool.
That would
and
be
then
awesome.
they can come interview.
Me and Gavin, here's a little funny marriage tip here. So, Gavin and I, since we've been together, have a thing called the bedtime song. And this was before we had a child. This was for us two. So when we got up the stairs to bed, he would sing the bedtime song. And I have actually threatened him, because this has been going on for like 10 years, threatened him that one day I'm going to get a band in who's just going to come in while he's in his pajamas going up to bed and start playing the bedtime song.
Yeah, I'm not going to go and sing it now.
Oh, okay. We'll keep that secret between us.
I'm not sure the viewers would like that.
But one day, if ever you hear us tell a story of a Roman band marching into our house, I've organised that.
Yeah.
See, you think now going back to weddings again, you think you're the king of surprises, because he is. However, I surprised you on our wedding day with something.
Mate, that was the best.
Now, I think what makes a wedding is all those personal touches that are about you as a couple, about your families. And something I did on our wedding was, unfortunately, Gavin's dad couldn't be with us because he passed away a few years before we met. So in honour of him, because obviously he wasn't physically there, I organised, and I went big on this again, we're wedding planners, this is what we do, but I organised for a choir to sing his dad's song as a surprise.
The 50-piece choir.
Yeah.
Walking down the stairs of this big hallway.
Yeah, so down the staircase, this choir emerges singing You Raise Me Up, which was his dad's song. And obviously Gavin didn't know about it, and nor did his family. And that was my kind of gift and nod to them of bringing his dad into it, who couldn't be there. Now, obviously, mine's quite an extreme. Were you surprised, by the way, genuinely?
Oh, I was overwhelmed. I just thought it was so thoughtful and so beautiful. And the way it was done, staged, and It was really lovely how they were just gradually coming downstairs and singing "You Raise Me Up." It was just like, oh my God, this is crazy. This is insane.
It was special, and that's a memory and a moment we'll never forget. But what, obviously, that's quite
before people started doing that as well, didn't it?
Yeah,
2019. I mean,
kind of when the flash mob thing was coming out a little bit ish.
Yeah, so that's what we specialise in. But what I specialise in,
But what I think made that wasn't because it was a 50-piece choir. I mean, that was amazing. It was Goosebump Central, but it was the nod. Now, it would have been almost as effective to just have it played, or a harpist play it, or just have it played through speakers, from your iPad, whatever. So don't feel like you have to go massive with the price or the thing. It's about the gesture.
I mean, I've had couples that have asked me to sing certain songs in the act that we perform as a nod to their dad. I mean, like your song that I do was her mum's or her grandma's or one of the close family to the bride, and it's just a nod, and it's just like your song. It's just so many tingles.
It is, and
everyone
again,
knew it was her song as well.
Exactly,
it's your song, grandma or mum. You get overwhelmed when you think of it like that.
And this is the thing, right? As wedding professionals, when something has happened on that wedding day, where all the guests obviously know about it because they're family and friends, but when it touches and strikes a chord with you as well, it's special. So like I say, if there's a special reading as a nod to someone, or a special moment, or their favourite thing, let's just say that grandpa loved whiskey and he couldn't be there, having whiskey as your cocktail hour drink, as a nod to him. As wedding professionals, even though we don't know the story behind it, you can feel it.
Yeah.
And a lot of a wedding is about the feeling and the emotion and the vibe, not the things. And I think, again, often people forget that.
They do. And they don't mean to forget. No. But some people shy away from that. But the whole point of a wedding day is to celebrate the love. And love comes with affection, and love comes with tingles, the tingles you get. So I don't ever discourage that kind of feeling, because it helps.
Also, I think, particularly as a British culture, if we're talking about British weddings because we live here, we are very much a stiff upper lip society. I'll stop it. It's not. How mile is it?
That's an 0800 number.
Oh.
Answer it?
No, not now. And I think in our British culture, I think sometimes we're a bit of a stiff upper lip society. We kind of don't let our emotions shown very often. And actually, a wedding day is a nice excuse to be able to do that.
It's the only time. Really.
Yeah, really.
When can you not do that?
When do you tell someone how much you love them?
It's when you get down on one knee and you propose to them. That's where you get the tingles. That's where it's a surprise to that individual. And this is where people forget, how did you feel when he got down on one knee? Some people just go, I knew what's happening. But some people were truly surprised by, I always ask them, what? That feeling you got, just imagine you giving that to your guests sometimes with the way you stage your wedding.
Yeah. I think the whole Goosebumps thing's important. And you get a lot of people who go, I knew it was coming, but I didn't know it'd be like that. Or, I think everyone kind of has an inkling something's going to happen.
Everyone gets the butterflies. I always say, most of the time, everyone says, I've got butterflies. I cried.
We love a bit of emotion. We love a little
that's
song.
What we're here for. We're here to, emotion is so powerful, and it works. It does.
So with a wedding day, like I say, we've explored that it is an emotional day. Yeah. It is the combining of two souls, if you want to say it but it is, that is essentially what it is. You are dedicating your life to somebody else and they to you, and joining your families. I think it's something so special, and it's not celebrated enough. So
You can go on to fun a little bit later.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But we're also going to talk about the fun things.
Yeah.
We are also going to look into the kind of logistics of stuff as well, because actually on a wedding day, there's a lot going on, a lot of cogs turning and wheels in motion at the same time.
But if you've got the right suppliers, sorry to interrupt you, if you've got the right suppliers, they should be doing all that logistic as well as your wedding planner. You sit back and let your wedding planner do all of that for you.
If you have a wedding planner.
If you have a wedding planner.
Now, wedding coordinators, just to make this clear to people who might be at the early stages of their planning journey, a wedding planner is different to a wedding coordinator. A wedding coordinator is usually with the venue and they coordinate your wedding on the day. They're wonderful. So, for example, if you're getting married at a stately home, they will coordinate the logistics on the day. A wedding planner is somebody who helps you with your whole planning journey and is more individualised to you as a couple.
That's your wedding. There's no one else that she may be, okay, your wedding planner may be doing 10, 11 weddings in that year, but she's dedicated to you. Whereas if you go to a wedding venue, a wedding coordinator has 100 couples or maybe 60 to 100 couples, and she has to, she'll get confused of who you are. And so I'm not confused.
No, they're very good.
I'd say that you probably get more of a bespoke service when you've got a wedding planner.
Yeah, a wedding planner is to help you source suppliers, manage your budget, all of those kind of before things, whereas a coordinator coordinates on the day.
Just coordinates.
And wedding planners and coordinators work together and you get some fantastic outcomes. I've worked with many a wonderful wedding coordinator on the day, and as a team, we're wonderful.
So you've been asking me a few questions, and I just think it's very kind of you.
Very kind of you, Ivy.
But I feel, so one of the questions I want you to ask you is, like, you keep asking me about all the things that I've seen at a wedding that I really like, but what is the most fun thing that you've seen at a wedding too?
Oh gosh. You could do a list. Fun. Oh, I like a Roman band as well. Yeah. I will say that.
Apart from the Roman band.
I don't know off the top of my head. I think I have a real appreciation for live illustrators. I know it's not necessarily fun, but it is personal, and I like
some
that.
Quirky ones.
Yeah, and usually they're really cool people as well.
Personality.
Yeah,
always go with someone with personality.
But actually, a fun thing I saw once, and I don't think you've seen this, but I have, and this was really unexpected and nothing to do with supplies. This was about the best man's speech.
Yeah.
He did a song on a guitar, and he did his speech as a song, and it was basic, but it was amazing, and it captivated everyone, because sometimes speeches can be a little bit long. I would say cap them at a few minutes. He got out a little guitar. He'd obviously been practicing, put so much effort and thought into it, and he did a wonderful song, which was really touching, really funny, and just the effort he put in, it was amazing. Now, I've also seen speeches of the father of the bride who did a song, who was not very good at it. He wasn't very musical. The song wasn't great, and he used a ukulele, and it wasn't the best.
Funny.
It was funny.
For the wrong reasons.
But it still worked.
Yeah, it still. I think they made it look like it was for the wrong reasons, but it looked
possibly.
Yeah.
But do you know what, the thought was there? And sometimes, there will be moments of your day that kind of go out of control a little bit because somebody wants to do something for you, or somebody wants to do something special, and you've just got to go with it. There will be things that aren't your cup of tea, but you've got to think of the meaning behind it. I remember on our wedding. Oh, I'm sorry, parents, if you're listening. You will be listening. We had beautiful flowers done by my nan and by my family, who was a florist, so really special to us. And on our table where we sat down to sign the registry, you know what I'm going to say? We didn't know this, but my mum had snuck in, and she'd got these little dolls made that were crocheted, a little bride and groom doll. And they were beautiful and obviously really thoughtful, but she'd plonked them in the middle of our beautiful floral display. In the middle of our table where we had our ceremony.
It was made by your nan?
not by my nan, but by a close friend, which the thought is amazing. But then in all of our pictures where we're signing the registry book are these, I wouldn't choose to have them in my pictures, these little crocheted dolls amongst these flowers.
Like I say, the thought counts.
It was. And Mum, I love you. But it wouldn't be what I would choose. But do you know what? Now I'm talking about it and it's funny. And it bothered me. You didn't probably even realise, but for me, I was like...
until I saw some of the footage, yeah.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, but that was literally like in photos and film, it was like 2 seconds. It's not a big deal. So I am going to kind of wrap up this episode. So Tea with Two is called this because we want you to sit down, have a cup of tea, because wedding planning is a big job. Did you know that wedding planning for a standard person with a job, family, friends, life, gym, etc., wedding planning is an additional 250 hours on top of all of that.
Wow.
So if you're getting married, by the time you've done your research, you've looked at stuff, you've viewed things, you've met people, you've had Zoom calls, that equates to around 250 hours. That's a lot of time, which is why you should have a wedding planner. But
no time for fun family things.
Exactly. So
or the preparation or building up to your wedding day, where you want to really enjoy the build up.
Exactly.
You're too stressed out about the wedding date. You're worried about stressing out. But if you've got the right people.
So this podcast, Tea with Two, is to encourage you to sit down, have a cup of tea,
and chill.
And listen and relax. Listen to this when you're having a walk or something. If you don't want tea, you can always slip some wine in there if you want.
Depends what I don't know. It's 5 o'clock everywhere, someplace in the world.
Just get a cocktail or something by the pool. But that is what Tea with Two, our wedding podcast, is for you about. It's about for you, even the other way around.
Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah, so we will be back next week with a guest, which will be very exciting. And we encourage you to get a cup of tea, sit down, relax, and listen to our expert who's coming with us. Yeah,
it won't be here in our studio, our office, but it will be at different locations. We are looking to do sort of like a podcast tour, aren't we? Of different venues, and do the podcast at the venues and invite other suppliers to come and join us.
Exactly.
On the journey.
And in between, we will be here doing our own thing as well. Because it's nice to have a bit of husbandy-wife banter.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for listening, and we shall see you soon.
Thank you so much. Lots of love.